good afternoon, good evening. It is evening now. Men, women, children around the world, no matter what color, no matter what language, no matter what race, no matter where you live on the face of this, may you have the most beautiful day, may you have the most wonderful afternoon, and may you have the most awesome evening. And for whatever goals that you have set forth for yourself on this day, may those goals come to fruition. Those goals be a benefit in a positive way for all of humanity, because we need one another. And this is what this channel is all about. So I want to get right into it. This is a new channel. Morning Motivation is a thing of the past, like I said. You know, I don't come on the channel to say things over and over and over. I don't, you know, all I do is put the information out there and research it yourself. But the information that I put out there, all you have to do is watch your surroundings, and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. And this is all part of opening up your eyes. And we need our eyes open more than ever. But before I get to this, I want to say thank you, because I looked today and it was like 50 people had, you know, seen it. And I'm just happy for it. You know, I know that, you know, Morning Motivation, you know, went through its site, but, you know, this is a whole new direction, because Morning Motivation dealt with things that were getting ready to come, you know, in future. And those things are here. So it doesn't matter what I said back, because what I said back then in those videos is happening right now. And that's what I say. Go back in Morning Motivation. If you think that I'm talking off the top of my head, I said over a year ago, and I'm going to do a video specifically on that, over a year ago, maybe even close to 2 years ago, that Civil War was coming. And the reason that it was going to come was because of, you got to go into those videos and you got to watch, you know, you got to go through it for yourself. Then you can, you know, do the legwork to see that, you know, this was prior to what we're faced with now. And this is what this video is all about. And this is about Civil War, you know, because, you know, I said to people 2 years ago, I said that this was coming about. And people were like, oh, you know, you don't know what you're talking about. Okay, 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 okay. It's here. All you got on the 6 o'clock news, turn the news on in the morning, and they're all trying to, you know, try to stop these things from happening. You know, but you got to go in those videos to see. But what I want to educate you on today, men and women, you know, is about that, you know, what we're looking at is where, let me say who this is before even, you know, going farther, and how this applies to what we're faced with today, and, you know, what's around you that, you know, you might not be aware of. In the photo up here is a picture of Ashley, Ashley, I'll put it down in the bottom, but I believe it's Ashley MacArthur, if I'm mistaken. I believe that it is. But she was a policewoman in Florida, as you can see. And, you know, the reason that her story is, you know, hits home in so many ways, it tells you about people think right around you. Because what you see up here first, you're seeing the 3 pictures. Is the first person is a woman named Taylor, and then Taylor's, I guess that's her partner on the other end, and in the middle one, Ashley. So Taylor's friend didn't know her partner, wasn't really friends with Ashley. Taylor was. So this is how they, you know, the 3 another, you know, the 2 of them were partners. One of the partners was a cop. So long story short, you know, this woman was married, you know, at one point. And, you know, I guess she had kept some kind of money, and it was a good substantial amount of money. And so the friend, who was the cop, said, I'll hold it for you. I'll deposit it, and, you know, whenever you need money, you know, just let me know, and I'll take it out and I'll give it to you. So, long story short, you know, this woman, you figured that much money, they had to be really, really close. And think about that. But this is why I go to, you know, I'm going to put, her name is up on there. I wrote her name out in big words up here, Ashley, versus the state of Florida. You know, look up the case. But more so, all the interviews, the interview with the police is key. This is what we're focusing on, because what she did something really, really bad. Remember, she played a friend to this person. You know, how long they were friends? Obviously long enough that the woman trusted her, you know, with that money. And I believe it was $100,000. Yes, it was $100,000 that she had came into, and she gave it to her friend to hold it, because she was trying to hide it from, for whatever reason, wanted to hide it from someone she didn't want to know that she had come into this money. So, you know, the friend Taylor and her partner, you know, her partner was always hearing her, you know, calling Ashley, you know, Ashley, you know, I need, you know, we need to go to the bank. I gotta pay, you know, this off. I gotta pay that off. Hey, I'm at the bank, and this is what her text messages said. And the whole time long, her friend Ashley was stringing her along. Long story short, took her out. They went, picked her up, good friend, from her partner, from their house, said to her partner, hey, how you doing? And, they were going off to go horseback riding because, she was undergoing stress. So she figured, hey, we'll go to the bank, I'll get the money, but, let's go and, go do some horseback riding and stuff like that. So what she does is she takes her life. She shoots her friend because she had spent the $100,000. So, and the sad thing about this is she didn't even spend it on her husband because actually the woman who she gave the money to was also married. And she was cheating. She bought the person that she was cheating with, she bought him a brand new car or a brand new truck. So you got to go into the interview. But brand new. And then, no, she bought him a brand new boat, brand new boat. I think she paid like 30,000 cash for it. Then she turned around, she bought him a brand new motorcycle. And this was right before she got caught and right when she killed, the woman. So now you say to yourself, I say this because what I feel is, this is a sidebar. If you want to change what's happening in this world, if you want to make people more accountable, then what we need to do is the new law. And the law says felony by condone. That would be the new law, felony by condone, because when I'm saying this to you, this happens often. We hear it with every kind of tragic situation that we face out here. There's always someone who knows about it. There's always someone that these people have talked to. There's always, these messages that, they tell them directly that this is what they want to do. People bypass that and they push these things off. And I say this, and that this should be a law, is because this woman, Ashley, when the guy that she was cheating with said, hey, your best friend is missing, what's going on? And her response to him was, she didn't lie to him. She told him the truth. She said, that bee ain't nobody gonna find her. That bee is dead and ain't nobody gonna find her. Because she buried some men. She buried her right where her horse farm is. And she took her out to the horse farm, shot her, and then buried her in the cement on the property. But that's the reason she gave the guy she was cheating with. So now we're going to talk about privilege, and privilege is what's going to take place. Privilege is what you see taking place now. So when you're listening to this woman and take the time out to listen to it, I also put it in my playlist where you can find it. Where you can find this interview. It's actually on my playlist. So go in there and watch the full interview, other interviews, and please don't look at these interviews for the crime. Don't look at it. This is the stupidity within humanity. This is what they do. Is they'll tell you about something gruesome, but we have to use our head to understand beyond in that person's head. Because remember, just like this woman here, she's pretty. She worked for she had a job working for law enforcement. She never knew. She always was in control and constantly lying with a straight face. And this is what we see all around us right now. And the thing was she faced her privilege, which she knew. She knew it to the hilt. And in the interview, even the investigators are saying that she used privilege to the hilt because it took 2 years for them to put her behind bars. It took 2 years for them to put her behind bars. And they suspected her from the start, because of the amount of money that was missing. And the fact that she had lied about, putting the money in the bank. She never did. She would only put small amounts into that to make it look like the money was there. She expensive. And the thing about it was that she was still going into the bank account even after she had killed the woman. So whatever was left of that 100,000, she was still going back into the account. So they say she has no loyalty to no one. She doesn't have any loyalty to even her husband, because her husband is a cop, her ex-husband is a cop. And when the investigators, they couldn't even tell him that she was being investigated. And he didn't believe it. He didn't believe it. I think he actually testified for her, still. So this is the privilege, and these are the things that people know. They know that, hey, I can either use my skin, and all I have to do is act like, hey, my word against theirs. And this is what she did. And the sad thing about this is, she also said that, she tried to paint her friend out to be a drug addict, that, she goes off on these binges, but her partner doesn't know her like that. Her partner didn't know her like that. So my thing is, if she was the person who was going out on binges, why would she give her money to you? You work with law enforcement. Your husband's a cop. So, what I'm saying? To me, if I'm doing an interview, I probably those would have been the key things to listen to. But the reason I'm saying this to you is about her mindset, the mindset of privilege. And this is what we're seeing that is happening. So, there's a movement that's taking place right now. And it's not the ones who are out in the open talking about civil war. No. What this video is about is the ones who stay quiet, the ones who condone everything. Because remember, just because people aren't, waving the banner doesn't mean that they're not on board with the program. And, it's up to us now because, you're sitting side by side. We are sitting side by side with people who, they want this racist agenda. They wanted to continue, and they wanted to start everything all over, implementing this type of program or system that we're under. And what we're finding out is that, that there's more good than there are actually bad, but the bad people are in just the position to have a say-so over all good. So, with the elections coming up and, with you, the people, out there doing now sitting back to say, hey, look, I don't want, I know you for all these years, but, you said these things, and with the way what's going on with the world right now, no more. And, later for that. This past week, like I said, just talking to various different people, I met someone who was telling me that his father has a cat named the N-word. How many other people out there work around you are sit there smiling in your face and, they got a pet running around the house and this is what they're calling that pet. So when you're dealing with people like that, they're raising their like that. And when you have a friend who has friends like that, but then they'll sit back and say, hey, I'm not like that with you, oh, they're like that, but I don't bring them around you. You need to cut them off completely. There's no going back and forth. People see you with these people, then people think that, I'm cool with all this stuff. No, so if this is where you want to be, that's where you stay. And this is what this is about. But like, in whole, what I had said in my prior video, that, people like that, that's how they get over. They have no feelings, and they play on your feelings. But the thing is, we always catch them. You catch them in relationships, you catch them at work, you catch them in your social circles, the ones who are trying to do sneaky things behind your back, you catch them. And then they always come and they give you this side, or they'll send somebody else that's close and say, give them a break, oh, you're just being too hard. Cut them both off for being a puppet, for a person that can't think for themselves. What's important is protecting not only yourself, but to protect you, the families, because that's what's most important. And to think that, this rhetoric about, November, I said that over a year ago, that, November, and as it didn't happen in November, it would definitely happen by summertime. And now we're finding out that there's more truth to it than people sat back and gave credit for. And like I say, it's not a thing where you sit back and you read into the future or anything like that. No, you just open your eyes, and this is what this channel is about, getting people to open up their eyes. So, take a look at, that interview, with Ashley, because, it just goes to say, to show she was calm. I mean, you really, after that interview, the way she gave the interview with the police, knowing what she had done, and knowing where the girl was, when originally the first interview, when they first were asking her, and she was cool, calm, and lied, laughed, and, joked around, and was like, forthcoming, forthright. It was almost like they wanted to take her out to lunch after, like, hey, since you didn't do it, you want to go to lunch, So this is the privilege. And they've worked that privilege. That privilege works on a job. So if it's you and, that person, they, use that privilege to, to take a position from you or to have you move to another department. There's so many ways that, people always say, I'm not rich, I'm not wealthy. But the thing about it is, that's not what privilege is. Privilege is just your skin. The fact that, it's listened to. But the thing that we're finding out more and more is, especially through the past few years, that, one of the highest people, one of the top people in our was a liar and got caught lying. So, it just goes to say that, when people have an agenda, like this woman, just like these people, want to see, all these defund this and defund that, that's that woman. That's that woman. That's Ashley. The only thing that mattered was her. She didn't care about anyone else. And, when people wouldn't follow lies, she was like, you know what, I'll just wipe them out. And we're seeing the same thing right now. It's like where you have to turn around, you have to shake hands, or you have to, open doors for, different various types of people, whether it be, gay couples, whether it be transgender, whether it be straight people, whether it be immigrants, we all have a purpose. We all have a purpose here, and nobody is perfect, but we have to learn how to be perfect. We have to learn how to be good, try to be better to one another. And as I said, to start that is, just being honest with yourself. Being honest with yourself. The hardest part about, the situation with Ashley was trust. Taylor trusted her. Taylor trusted her. You know what I'm saying? Even when she had doubts that, that the money was not there, it was gone, she still, trusted her. And what I say to you is, it's okay to trust, just like it's okay to love. It's okay to be a friend. It's okay to be an associate. It's okay to be a coworker. But at the day, you keep yourself. And meaning you keep your own mind so that, when it comes to that, hey, I didn't mean anything by it, they know that you're a person that, hey, you only get one chance to screw up. Go prove that you're a changed person or a different person or that's not you. Go prove that to someone else. Stay away from me. And if our circles meet up again and, I'm hearing good things about you and, things that, then maybe we can pursue our friendship again. But a lot of people don't do because everybody wants now, 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 now. And it's exactly what this woman wanted. Not only did she have a good husband with a good job who, probably could take care of her for the rest of her life, she wanted more. And then instead of investing, the $100,000 that she took from this woman, she went out and found someone else to spend it on. It just goes to say, we have to think about who we're around, and just like I say, I'm thankful for court systems now because they're getting a little bit wiser, that these women aren't just as dangerous as men. There's more women abusers out there now than there ever was. And narcissism is at the top of it. And this is the thing, this is the response she gave to the guy that she was having the affair with. That was just straight narcissism. And when she gave that response to the mystery guy, or the mistress, or the affair guy, she was telling the truth. The mask was off. He knew who the real her was. So, and the thing about it is, if she would have got away with it, imagine what the next plan was, maybe for her. You know what I'm saying? These people don't stop. And anyone that thinks that, a person can sit here and be like that, and then at the drop of a hat, become cold as ice and take a person's life, that person was like a star. Taylor just didn't see it. And this is why you need to see everything that's around you, especially within the up and coming months, with the school system starting back again. So there's going to be a lot of diversion that takes place very, very soon, because we also know that, there might be some criminal charges being thrown around in this country. And this is all a precursor because they want you to fight because they know they got caught doing something really, really wrong. And, I say to everyone, let's all take a stand and let's start holding people responsible for their actions, as well as trying to get pushed forward the new felony by condone. So, if we get that in there, that'll stop a lot of stuff too. Because it also, hey, that boyfriend could have been prosecuted. When she told him, where he had to ask her, he said, where'd you get the money for this? Where'd you get the money for the new bike? Where'd you get the money for the boat? And then she came out and just told him straight out what she did. And he didn't say, this is when he got the boat. And it was like maybe a few months later, almost a year later, she goes and finds him a brand new motorcycle. He should have went to jail. He should have went to jail right along with her because that's felony by condoning. Meaning that you knew about what she was doing, you knew about what she did, you accepted this money from her. But for whatever reason, they didn't prosecute him. Maybe it's because that, wasn't out there to get him. So maybe that's up to us. And what that law does, it protects you, it protects all of us. To sit back and say, especially when it comes to bullying in school. Now, when someone's bullying, your kid, now, these kids around know that this is taking place, and then something happens, and these kids don't speak up. Especially if it's a serious, bullying where someone seriously gets hurt, yeah, only by condoning. You condone the behavior of your friend, you knew your friend was, bullied, and, you failed to do anything about it. You kept it to yourself, and you still hung out with the guy. And now this happened, so now, therefore, you're all on board. The sentence might not be as severe as accessory, but it should at least be probation where they, get some kind of help to sit back and say, hey, when people are talking violent, you have to do something about it. Even if it's making them take classes, but it's making them do something. And after them classes, they commit that same crime again. Now you know what to do. But I want to let everyone go. I want to say thank you. And this is just the stupidity behind humanity. And what you say, throughout what I just spoke about, you say, well, where's the stupidity in humanity? Well, it's the fact that all the woman had to do was be honest. The woman gave her $100,000. I'm pretty sure she said to her, look, I'll give you $10,000 just for, watching it, just for doing this for her. So, she was probably paid. She should have just been happy with what we had, but she wanted more. But then again, this is why the world, and not only our country, but the world is the way it is for that same reason. So be happy for what you have, because as you see in this picture, she ain't gonna have nothing for a long, long time. All that privilege is gone out the window. Now, for such a life where she has so much power and control, now she's gonna be told to do what to do for the next 25 years of her life, which is miserable years of her life. Because a person like that probably looks down on everybody and everything is beneath her. So with that, everyone, don't be Ashley. Be the best person that you can be. Be wary of your surroundings, but, we also have to live, be smart, listen to what people are saying, and, take some self-assessment and view some of the people that, you're around. Because again, by failing to say something or failing to walk away from someone is just like condoning what they do, even though you're not standing there with them. And just like I said, I know I'm going too much. I have another video. I don't think that I'm going to do it today, but I'm going to do it tomorrow. Like I said, I've been going away for a minute. But there's a lot of different things going on, and it's based on, because of what I said a while back, that they're happening now. So it's like, I'm trying to put it together so that I can put it out. But Ashley was, this past year, she was something. So, check it out. Check it out and, start understand how, people think and the people are thinking around. So with that, everyone, have a wonderful evening. Have a great tomorrow and be the best person that you can be. And with that, everyone, peace and blessings.